Hi guys! I recently found out, thanks to a subscriber, that Moleskine makes monthly planners, and I was intrigued by this because I'd never seen them before. So I investigated and of course ended up getting one, which I'm really excited to show you now. So the monthly planners come in three sizes like most Moleskines: a pocket size, a large, which is this one, it's like an A5 slim, and an extra large, which is closer to a B5. They only come in black and they only come in soft cover. So they're the same design as the Moleskine softcover notebooks. So let me just take this off and I'll show you what it looks like. This, by the way, has a 2018 calendar printed on the inside, and so the idea is that you're supposed to be able to fold it and use it as a desk calendar. Okay, so as you can see, they have the usual Moleskine elastic strap, and it has one bookmark which is grey and is finished off at the end so it won't fray. This is what it looks like on the front, it's completely plain, and this is what it looks like on the back. It has the Moleskine logo. So if we open it up, it has the usual Moleskine end page where it has the in case of loss section here on cardstock, and then it says Moleskine Monthly Notebook 2018. And then you go into the personal data, which is the same as in other Moleskine planners. Then you get a 2018 and 2019 yearly spread, starting on Monday, which Moleskines all do, which I really like. And then you get one of my favorite aspects of the Moleskine layout, which they haven't had in recent years in the daily planners and weekly planners, as far as I know. It's a vertical yearly layout, so you get 4 months per spread. So January, February, March, April, divided by weeks with a Monday start. And then you get May through August and September through December. So I really like these because I think that they're great for using either as a tracker, or I used to use this as a bird's eye overview of my year when I use one of these as my main planner. Then you get International Holidays 2018, because they don't actually list holidays in the body of the planner itself. And then you get another really cool feature. You get the same vertical spread, but for 2019. So I think that this is great for forward planning, and this is something that I really miss in most other planners, because a lot of planners give you a yearly layout of the coming year, like this, but no place to write, whereas this one gives you the entire year with a place to write. So if you've got appointments coming up, particularly as you get towards the end of the year in your planner, when you start to run out of space to put new dates, instead of having to write them down on a blank page and somehow figure out a system of dividing them by month, which is what I'm doing now in my Hobonichi, you actually have a dedicated space where you can write them down. So if you have an appointment for June 2019, you can write down the day and the time right there in the designated spot, and I really, really like that. So you get that for the whole of 2019. And then it goes over onto a world map of time zones, which in previous videos I've often said I think all this information that Moleskine puts at the beginning of the planners is unnecessary, and I've had people say that they actually use it. And I myself, on a couple of occasions, have wanted to check time zones and thought, oh, if only I were using a Moleskine, because it lists all that information. Then you get measures and conversions, international sizes, and international dialing codes. And then you get a blank page which says travel planning, and then at the top it says destination, itinerary, date, and notes. So I actually wish that they would just leave this blank so that you could use it for whatever you wanted to, because it's great having a page of blank paper with lines on it, but I think I would probably use this for something else. And then it says my extraordinary moments this year, and it's a dot grid, which I think is really, really nice. I wish they put more of this in, actually. And then here it says my blank space, make this space your own, at moleskine.com/MSK, and it's got a very faint dot grid world map, which is probably hard to see here. It's extremely faint. That's Australia. I can't really identify the rest of it here. I don't know what the rest of it is. That's definitely Australia. But it's really faint, but it just kind of gives you a nice background. for what is also essentially just a blank page for notes. And then here you have a world map, again in dot grid, but this one is easier to see. And it says, join the dots, color and use stickers to create a map of your unique mind. And at the top it says, my inspiring journeys. So I think that this is a really nice touch. Again, I would actually probably prefer just to have blank pages here with dot grid, ideally, but you can use this for whatever you want to, because the dot grid map is not so strongly printed that it would stop you from using it for anything else. You could just write over it. And then you've got this blank page, which they always have, which has a ruler on it. And then it says Moleskine Monthly Notebook 2018. And then you go into the beginning of the monthly planner. So it starts with January 2018, which is a shame because I really want to start using this straight away. I'm actually thinking of using this as a planner. So a planner where I list all of my YouTube videos and information about upcoming videos that I want to make, planner wish list, planner lineups, possible uses for planners, all of my planner related stuff, so social media and other planner related things I'd like to put in here, which is why I thought a monthly layout would be perfect, because it doesn't really need a weekly layout. So this month on 2-page spread is the heart of the planner, and it says January on both sides. It's a Monday start, and you get one box per day and then a notes page at the end where it gives you the week number, and the week number is printed in slightly fainter print. It's a bit grayer. The whole thing is always with Moleskine, it's not black, it's a little bit gray, which I like. So it's not that like kind of bang, you know, really like bright bold print. I really like it's a bit subdued, and you know, it has the typical Moleskine font, which I also like. So it gives you the day of the month in the bottom center of each box, which I think is kind of unusual. It seems like usually they're either at the top left or the top right, so I kind of like that. And then it also gives you moon phases, which is cool. But you know, they don't take up a lot of space. And something that I really like about this, and I think it you know, probably they put extra thought into it because it is a monthly planner, so this is the centerpiece of the planner, but you get 6 rows per month, so you never get a situation where you have 2 days sharing a box, which I really like, because if you're going to be using this as a monthly planner, you know, you want to have a box per day. So I think that is a really nice touch, and I like the fact that you've got a box here for notes. In terms of the box sizes, it's pretty good. You get, you know, a reasonable amount of room. Let me just show you in comparison to my Hobonichi cousin, because people probably more familiar with that. So this is a box in my cousin, and this is a Moleskine box. So you can see that the Hobonichi box has quite a bit more room, but this is still, it's enough that you could write. Certainly for my purposes, it's absolutely fine, because I want to use this to write in my video schedule. So, you know, the title of the video. If you were using this as your main planner, I think you might be in trouble if you wanted to put all of your appointments on here, because as you can see, it is quite a bit smaller than this. But it's certainly reasonable. I don't feel like it's too cramped. I tested this in comparison to the month on 1 page in the Moleskine Daily Planner, and it's a lot bigger than that. So, you know, I think you'd be okay. Certainly if you're writing abbreviations, or if you could write probably, I'd say 2 words, maybe 3 in one of these boxes. They're not lined, which I like because I think it looks really clean and minimalist. But as I'll show you in a minute, the next page does have lines, and the paper is quite thin. It's 70 GSM, so you can actually see through. So if you can see there, you can see the lines on the next page, and you can actually use that as a guide to help writing straight if you want to. But you know, if you don't, you can just ignore them because they're not actually printed on here. So I think in terms of the layout, it looks really nice, very uncluttered, very unobtrusive, really nice layout. I think this is aesthetically very pleasing. And then we go over onto the next page, and you have a double spread of lined paper that you can use for monthly notes. So I think that this is a really nice layout, because you can put your appointments on here and then you can put notes on here. So again, I don't think that this would work as a main planner. It's tempting because it's so slim. You can see that it's just really light and portable. But, you know, depending on what you have to do in the month, I would think that for most people it probably wouldn't work, just because you've only got this one 2-page spread after every month. But what I'm thinking of using this for is, if I put my video schedule on here, then I would use this for lists of the videos that I want to make that month. So before I've decided exactly where to slot them in, I would just say, okay, these are the videos that I have in mind, and then decide what order to put them in and map them out on here. And I would also put in any planner related wish list that I wanted. So anything that I'm thinking of buying, I would put on here. And my current planner lineups, which I think would be nice to have together with the month, so you can see, you know, this is your monthly calendar that you're working with, and then this is all the information that relates to the month. So I think that this would be ideal for anything like that, anything for a specific purpose. So possibly expenses is another one that would work. So if you wanted to keep track of your bank balance, you could put it in here, and then you could keep track of monthly spending in here. I think that there would definitely be enough room for that. If you think you had 4 weeks, say, or 4.5 weeks per month, and you kind of divided this into 2 columns, which is quite easy to do because, again, you have the see-through from the calendar on the previous page. So if I just hold this up, you've got the lines here, but then you've also got columns going down, so you could just divide that in half, and then you have 1 column per week. I think it would work really well for tracking expenses. Or anything else like that where you know, you really just have it dedicated to one thing. There's enough room that you could use this for the month. Meal planning would be another one. Meal planning is awfully done on a weekly basis, but if you just wrote in all of the meals on here, then you could put the ingredient lists on here, and it's so portable that it's easy to take with you. So those are just some things that came to my mind. Like I said, I want to use this as I guess it's basically a social media planner, but anything planner related. And then you go into the next month. So February 2018, and then you have your blank spread, March, April, May, and it goes all the way through till December 2018. So you don't get any extra months either at the beginning or at the end, and I think this is probably my main criticism of it, you know, because fellow planner addicts will understand the desire to start a planner early as soon as you get it. So the thought of it's the middle of October now, having to wait until January to start this is really annoying. And likewise, it doesn't go beyond December 2018. So depending on what you wanted to use it for, if you did want to do a bit of forward planning, you can't do it in the monthly boxes. I don't think that is such an issue because they've got this. So realistically, if you're a planner addict, you will already have your 2019 planner lined up probably well before December of 2018. And so the fact that you don't have this entire monthly layout going into the future is not such a problem. But if you wanted to note anything down in the meantime that had occurred to you for later, you could put it in here just as a kind of emergency thing. So I think that's not so bad, but again, it depends on what you want to use it for. If you want to be able to do a lot of forward planning, then, you know, compared to, say, the Hobonichi, you can't do that. But you can do it in the front. So after that, you get about 50 pages of lined paper. So this is great if you want to be able to use it as a bullet journal or for lists, which is what I'm thinking of doing. So like I said, I'm thinking of using the spreads between each month for things that are particularly related to that month, and then using the rest of this for notes about videos. So sometimes, you know, it's nice to have a sort of an unlimited amount of space if you want to make notes and not have to worry about using these up. So I was thinking that probably this wouldn't work very well for notes about videos because I would be worrying about running out of space. But I would use this for notes about videos, and then just notes about how I'm thinking of setting up a planner, which I sometimes do, what I want to include in a particular planner, just basically planner related notes. And because, you know, you've got quite a lot of room here, it's about 50 pages, so it's roughly a page per week, which I think would be fine for my purposes. That's basically it. So I think, again, if you were using this for something like finances, you could write budget lists here. If you're using it for meal planning, you could put recipes in, anything like that. I think as a single issue planner, this is ideal. It's a really nice size, it's really light and portable, but it's still chunky enough to be satisfying. And if you're like me and you like bound planners, you like having everything together for the year. So that is what is appealing to me about this over my current planner, which is a traveler's notebook. One, because I don't have any dated inserts in that, and B, because I've realized that I just don't really like inserts. I like having the whole thing in one book. So in the back we have the usual cardstock end page, and then you have the usual Moleskine pocket, and it comes with 3 pages of stickers, which they're nice functional stickers, 2 pages of icon stickers, and then a page of alphabet stickers, which is great, except obviously as planner addicts you probably already have a ton of stickers from other sources like I do, and I'm thinking of using Happy Planner stickers with these because those are my favorite, and I'm not sure whether these will fit in with that or not, but they're nice stickers. And the only other thing that you're probably wondering about is the paper quality, because Moleskine is kind of infamous for not having the greatest paper quality. I was sort of hopeful recently because I got this extra large Moleskine notebook, and I was amazed to discover that it's totally fountain pen friendly. So you can see here, I was using this with fountain pens of various nib sizes, including medium, which is pretty, you know, broad for me by my standards, and it was absolutely fine. No bleed through at all, some ghosting, but you know, minimal, totally fine. So I was hoping that Moleskine had turned over a new leaf, as it were, and improved their paper quality. So I was really curious to see what this was like. So I did a pen test with all of my different sizes of fountain pens, and this is the result. Terrible. Bleed through from everything, and a lot of ghosting, including the extra fine Pilot Decimo, which is like the finest pen known to humanity. So I was really disappointed about that. It's not at all fountain pen friendly. Some people were saying, when I posted a picture of this on Instagram saying, what's going on, has Moleskine upped their paper quality? Some people were saying that it depends on the plant where it's produced, the location, like the batch number, things like that, which apparently you can tell from checking the quality control number, and I don't know how you do that. I've never done that, but I'm just mentioning it just in case somebody who has more knowledge of these things than me would find that useful. But yeah, I was really disappointed about that because I only use fountain pens at this point. So what I'm thinking of doing is either not caring and just, you know, going with it because it's not the end of the world, or primarily using stickers on this. But I think I'll probably just write on it with fountain pen anyway. So there you have it. That is the Moleskine 2018 monthly planner. I hope you found this useful. I'm also going to do a comparison between this and the Leuchtturm monthly planner. Again, this was a suggestion of a very kind subscriber who told me about the existence of these. So look out for that if you're interested in monthly planners. And let me know if you have any questions about this that I didn't answer in the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!